Hello, I'm Monica Melpass along with Rick Williams. And up next on Action News at noon, Chopper 6 is there as police take a prison escapee back into custody in Delaware County. We will have a live report. The Nation of Islam says it's not going to march in Grays Ferry, but others say they will be there instead.
And there are now fears of a firebug in Chester after a series of overnight arsons there. Those stories and more, plus a little more cold from Cecily Tynan in AccuWeather. That's all in Action News coming up next.
I finally met somebody who treats me with respect. Someone who cares about me, who goes out of his way to do things for me. He works at Gennardi's.
Well, the people at Gennardi's treat everyone like that.
Everyone can save on extra laundry products. Get 2 one-gallon bottles for $5. Wampler Foods chicken leg quarters are only 79 cents a pound. And all Fresh Express salad mixes are 1/3 off.
No one ever did so much for me.
How long has it been since you've seen a doctor?
There's nothing wrong with me. Why see a doctor if you're not sick?
Makes sense to me. Why change the oil if the car's still running?
Besides, we're too busy at work. I don't have time to see a doctor.
You know, that's what your father used to say.
Call the University of Pennsylvania Health System at 1-800-789-PENN.
It's the most spectacular indoor fireworks display you'll ever see this Saturday at the Franklin Institute's Chinese Festival. Don't miss it.
He ridicules his 8-year-old brother for being overweight. Next, Jenny Jones.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program with Rick Williams and Monica Malpass.
Good afternoon. In the news, in a bit of a misunderstanding, Canada's leader tells American reporters that drug trade between the two countries is fine with him.
Police arrest the alleged firebomber who attacked an Illinois judge in his courtroom, and Walter Cronkite prepares to leave the hospital for home.
But the big story on Action News this noon is the capture of a prison escapee. Chopper 6 was over the scene as police took a handcuffed Alton Daniel Brown back into custody. Happened just less than 24 hours after his escape from the Delaware County Prison. It was an escape that left many residents in the area with an uneasy feeling as they went to bed last night. But now that fear is gone. Let's get the latest developments on the story now from Action News reporter Matt O'Donnell. He's live at the State Police Barracks in Media. Matt.
Rick, details are still coming out over what has happened over the last 21 hours, but the important thing for the people that live in Delaware and Chester counties is that Alton Brown is no longer on the loose. He is in police custody. A massive effort to capture a prison escapee ended this morning. At 9:16 a.m., state police responded to a report of a burglary at this house on the 1000 block of New Street in Westtown. 9 minutes later, 41-year-old Alton Brown was in police custody. Delaware County District Attorney Patrick Meehan praised the many local and state police officers involved.
The presence of the police and the activities were sustained and were not let up until such time as he was apprehended this morning.
Alton Brown, who has spent half his life in prison for armed robberies, burglaries, and assaults, escaped from the Delaware County Prison just before 11 yesterday morning. Investigators are still trying to figure out how Brown managed to get out. In the 20 hours he was on the loose, police say he assaulted a 67-year-old woman at her Thornbury Township home. The DA also suspects Brown might have spent the night in some buses at Stetson Middle School in Westtown.
There were some school buses that had been broken into last night and some materials missing from the school buses, including some things from the first aid kits, some clothing, and some other kinds of materials.
Once again, Alton Brown back in police custody. Right now, he's being interviewed by police detectives here at the State Police Barracks in Middletown Township. He told police that he hasn't eaten, slept, and actually thought he was on the loose for 3 days, not just 1 day. He'll be arraigned later on today in district court on escape charges, and once he gets back to the Delaware County Prison, he'll be put in a maximum security cell. I'm Matt O'Donnell reporting live on the Action Cam in Middletown Township.
All right, Matt, thank you. And while police in Delaware County were searching for fugitive Brown, yesterday they managed to arrest another suspect. This one was wanted for murder. Luis Cabrera Jr. of Wilmington was stopped by police at a roadblock on Route 202 near Champ's Ford. Cabrera apparently thought police were looking for him and immediately surrendered, saying, quote, "Yeah, I'm him." Turns out he was charged last month in connection with the murder of a man who had remained unidentified for more than 2 years ago. The victim's badly burned body was found in a garbage bin in Burlington County back in January of 1995. Police last month revealed the victim was a Wilmington man, and now Cabrera is in custody back in Delaware and is charged with murder.
A preliminary hearing is underway this noon for a Crescentville man charged with killing his ex-wife, her boyfriend, and her mother. Their 3-year-old daughter was also slightly injured in that attack. Kristen Z's live at the Criminal Justice Center with more on that. Kristen.
Monica, Keith Scavo is indeed charged with 3 murders and the attempted murder of his daughter. Now, the preliminary hearing just concluded, and the star witness was the only survivor of his alleged killing spree. Police say on Palm Sunday, 44-year-old Keith Scavo went on a murderous rampage in Crescentville. Scavo dropped off his 3-year-old daughter, Giovanna, at the end of his weekend visitation. Police say after a verbal argument with his ex-wife's boyfriend, Scavo opened fire. Struck and killed were his ex-wife, 29-year-old Kimberly Scavo, her mother, 50-year-old Tamar Carcello, and Kim's boyfriend, 46-year-old Bill Sauer of Mayfair. Little Giovanna was hit in the shoulder. Police say Scavo took her and drove to a New Jersey hospital where he was taken into custody. He showed up there with a stab wound in his chest, which police believe was self-inflicted. Scavo has since recovered. Last week, he was extradited from New Jersey, and today in court, the man in the black jacket, Robert Carcello, Kim's father and Tamar's husband, was the only witness. He was in the house during the rampage. He testified that as Scavo was shooting, he also mumbled, "You're all going to get it." Carcello said he told his wife not to die because he needed her. After the hearing, the prosecutor says she may go for the death penalty. She says she doesn't know what triggered Scavo's alleged rampage.
I can't answer that. I certainly know that shortly after he got there, he shot one man in the head and then ran into a house to kill another 2 people.
Now, Scavo's next court date will be May 1st. That's for his formal arraignment. And his lawyer says he plans to plead not guilty. And for now, he remains behind bars without bail. Reporting live in the Action Cam, I'm Kristen Z in Center City.
All right, Kristen, thank you. In Pennsauken, New Jersey, a truck driver is hospitalized after his rig flipped over on northbound Route 130 this morning. Chopper 6 and the gyro cam were high over the scene. You can see the truck blocking all lanes of southbound 130 just below Route 70. Police say a tractor trailer carrying paper products flipped over just after 10:30 this morning. None of the truck's contents spilled, although some diesel fuel did spill onto the roadway. The unidentified truck driver was taken to Cooper Medical Center, where he is being treated for minor injuries. Meantime, southbound Route 130 is closed at the accident scene, with traffic exiting at Route 73. The accident itself remains under investigation.
No charges have been filed yet after a grinding head-on collision that left 1 person dead, 2 others injured on I-95 in Claymont, Delaware. It happened about 2:30 in the northbound lanes of I-95 near Harvey Road. Now, state police say a Toyota was headed northbound when a minivan going the wrong way hit it head-on. The crash killed a passenger in the Toyota. No word yet on that person's identity. The Toyota's driver was injured and is still being evaluated. The driver of the minivan is in critical condition. Chopper 6 and the gyro cam were over the scene of another horrible accident this morning in Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. It happened in the eastbound lanes about 8:30 at the height of the morning rush. A woman's car, as you see, flipped over, trapping her inside. She was removed from the wreckage and rushed to Abington Memorial Hospital with neck injuries. No word yet on her condition. Traffic was backed up for 4 miles eastbound. Police finally got it all cleared up about an hour later.
Well, here's the latest on the situation in Gray's Ferry. There will be no march by Nation of Islam members next week, but there may still be some activity in the community on Monday as folks continue to deal with racial unrest there. Let's get the latest now from reporter Vernon Odom, who is live on the Action Cam in Gray's Ferry. Vernon.
Jim, the local black community leaders here say the march itself has not been canceled. They vow it will go forth despite the Nation of Islam's withdrawal and despite the continuing fears that a riot could be sparked.
We're going ahead with the march. The march is right on schedule as we laid out for the 14th, okay?
Charles Reeves heads the Gray's Ferry West Action Group, the local black organization which actually holds the parade permit for next Monday morning. They say the 5,000-person march is still a go, despite the pullout by the Nation of Islam.
This march is going to go on. It's not going to be denied. This march has been coming for a long time down in this black community.
because of the racial tensions, because of the inability of the city or the unwillingness of the city administration to help in this community. This march has been coming for a long time. The Grays Ferry West leaders refused to criticize the Nation of Islam for their deal with Mayor Ed Rendell to have an anti-racism rally somewhere far from Grays Ferry, featuring Mayor Rendell and Minister Louis Farrakhan.
We understand that they're higher up in the Nation of Islam to make the decisions, and we respect that. And we're not going to get into no thing of accusing anybody or feeling. We respect the fact that they withdrew.
They did what they felt they had to do, and we're doing what we feel we have to do. We need to march. Back live now. Today, Mayor Rendell is still casting about for a venue to hold the rally Monday with Louis Farrakhan. Temple University says no. And Mayor Rendell is now under increasing fire from Jewish leaders for the deal to share the stage with Farrakhan, who's widely viewed as being an anti-Semite. I'm Vernon Odom, Channel 6 Action News, reporting live from Grays Ferry.
Vernon, thank you. Delaware County firefighters had their hands full with a trio of multi-alarm fires in Chester overnight. 2 of them have already been ruled arson. They occurred here on 2nd Street in Chester, the first blaze igniting just after 9 last night here on the 1300 block of 2nd Street. Smoke poured from an abandoned house here. Moments later, the flames spread to at least 3 adjacent dwellings, also believed to be abandoned. Took crews about an hour to get things under control, but fortunately no one was hurt. And about 3 hours later, another abandoned building went up in flames, this one at 2nd and Parker. No reports of any injuries here either, but officials say both fires were intentionally set. And a 3rd fire in Chester last night, but this one occurred at an occupied dwelling just after 12:30 this morning. This was the scene here in the 900 block of West 8th Street. The flames quickly spread to at least 5 other dwellings on the block. No one was hurt, but 6 families are displaced this noon. Fire officials are investigating to see if this was a case of arson as well.
Police now have a man behind bars for yesterday's firebomb attack in an Illinois courthouse. 37-year-old John Ewing is charged with throwing the firebomb at a judge in the county courthouse in Urbana. The judge suffered a cut. The courtroom was then gutted by fire. 3 jurors were hurt running for the exit. Police say the suspect apparently had a grudge against the judge from a previous case. 6 young people are behind bars this noon in connection with the roadside murders of 3 members of a family in Tennessee. A little 3-year-old boy who survived the attack remains in critical condition. The 6 suspects were arrested by U.S. Customs agents in Arizona near the Mexican border. They range in ages from 14 to 20 and were driving the victim's van. All are from the same town, Paintsville, Kentucky. The murders happened Sunday night when the family of 4 was on its way home from a Jehovah's Witness meeting. Police say they were overpowered at an interstate rest area in East Tennessee. The parents and 6-year-old daughter were found shot dead in a ditch about 3 miles away.
Officials say the flooding in the northern Plains states will only get worse as this week progresses. In parts of Minnesota, virtually every road leading out of the town is at least partially covered with water. Residents who want to leave are trying every route they can think of.
We've been going in and out. It's terrible is what it is.
Whole blocks of homes are engulfed. One man looked out his backyard where his clothesline was submerged, only to see a shed floating away yesterday. Volunteers are filling sandbags to save the buildings that have not yet been flooded. High school students are joining grandmothers in the effort.
My husband was here yesterday, and I brought Pop in yesterday, and now today I'm here all day working.
The Minnesota River is expected to crest sometime today. As the recent snow melts, the runoff is expected to make things worse.
Canadian Prime Minister Jean Chrétien is in Washington this noon, still chuckling, no doubt, over a bit of a misunderstanding yesterday. He and President Clinton were chatting with reporters at the White House yesterday when one asked Chrétien about drugs making their way across the border into the U.S. Well, Chrétien replied by shrugging and saying, quote, "It's more trade." As the reporters giggled over the response, President Clinton whispered a clarification to his guest. Chrétien spoke again, apologizing, saying he thought the reporter was asking about trucks, not drugs.
And still to come on Action News this noon, the search is on for a missing military jet. Could it have been stolen by its pilot?
Health check, why the maker of the abortion pill RU-486 is now trying to distance itself from that drug. Cecily.
Well, the calendar may say spring, but it's feeling like the dead of winter. Just wait till tonight. Record cold a possibility. We'll have the frigid AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up.
And the piece of candy that made a man a millionaire.
Those stories and much more when Action News comes right back. Stay with us.
You know know how far your son, your daughter would go just to fit in?
You'll be degraded, humiliated, enduring physical abuse.
In the name of brotherhood.
Campus hazing is turning deadly.
He had broken ribs, a lacerated spleen, a lacerated liver.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
And it's not just college or even the military.
They poured human waste all over us.
And this is an initiation for what?
Initiation into high school.
Dying to fit in. Next, Oprah.
Oprah, today at 4 on 6 ABC.
For Medicare beneficiaries in the counties shown.
I get calls every day from people who want to know if they're eligible for Keystone 65. It's the Medicare HMO plan that gives you coverage for virtually all medical services, $5 visits to primary care physicians and referred specialists, plus prescription drug benefits, all for $0 in plan premiums. At an additional cost, there's also an option that lets you see a specialist without a referral. Call now and I'll send you this free information on the only Medicare HMO plan from Keystone Health Plan East, backed by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. It includes this 146-page directory listing all the doctors and hospitals contracted with Keystone 65. There's an excellent chance your doctor is in it.
Call 1-800-487-6644 for free information on how you can increase your coverage for $0 a month in plan premiums with Keystone 65.
That's my big boy. Good. There you go. Come on. Mommy's gonna put you in your high chair and fix you some Edie's cookie dough ice cream. Wow!
Edie's cookie dough. Double churn with real cookie dough. What could be better?
It has been 1 week since a military attack jet vanished over the mountain states, but the Air Force is holding out hope that the pilot is still alive. Captain Craig Button was flying an A-10 jet like this one to a bombing range in southwestern Arizona when he vanished. The search is now focusing on the mountains of Colorado, where radar picked up a low-flying plane at one point. Button's commander told Good Morning America that it's possible Button made an emergency landing somewhere, but he may be hard to spot.
I think the biggest problem will be the snow. Again, 3 to 4 feet of new snow may be masking any signs that we'll be able to see on the ground. And as you said, it's very, very rugged terrain, and you would almost have to be directly over it looking down to see a possible location.
The Air Force has called off its special investigators who were exploring the possibility that Button stole the plane and the 4 bombs on board. Officially, the Air Force is not commenting. The Space Shuttle Columbia may head back into space this summer with the very same crew that touched down yesterday. NASA brought Columbia down 12 days early yesterday. A potentially dangerous electrical problem cut its mission short. Now the shuttle program manager says he may send the same crew back up in July to complete $100 million worth of experiments. NASA hasn't turned around a shuttle for flight so quickly since the mid-1980s.
Time now for Health Check at noon, and there appears to be a link this noon between yo-yo dieting and some kinds of cancer. Researchers at Indiana University say they have found the link between the diets and mice. However, they say it's too early to see whether there is the same risk for women who go on and off of diets frequently. The company that makes the abortion pill RU486 is now distancing itself from the product. The French company Host has given the rights to the drug to one of its creators. It's already given the American rights to the drug to a nonprofit group. The reason the company's worried about threats of a boycott from anti-abortion protesters. Company officials say the pill is not worth risking $1.6 billion worth of American business.
In New York, coin collectors are proving that just because money says $1 on it, that's not even close to its value. And here's the proof. This is a 1804 silver dollar. It sold yesterday for $1.85 million. The coin was part of the collection owned by the late Baltimore banker Louis Elizaberg Sr. He's the only collector known to have every U.S. coin ever minted. This auction from his collection has already brought in more than $10 million. And in Pensacola, it's a piece of candy worth $1 million. 19-year-old Jason Rollman found a Grey Imposter M&M in his bag of candy, and that discovery made him a millionaire. It's all part of a contest to find the so-called imposter candies in bags of M&Ms. Jason is an M&M lover, but he says he was actually about to buy another kind of candy before having a change of heart. The odds of winning were 274 million to 1.
She loves me not. She loves me not. She loves me.
Right now, lease a new Chevy Lumina for just $239 a month for 36 months. Initial payment $1,484. Dual airbags, automatic, and still $1,000 less than Ford Taurus. Get one today and receive a year's worth of gas, a $700 value, or 3 years maintenance. Hey, this could be the start of a wonderful relationship.
She loves me.
We always planned on having kids. Later. After we paid off college and the credit cards.
Turn to Upland Mortgage for real solutions, like smart home equity loans that consolidate your bills into one monthly payment and can save you hundreds of dollars every month. At Upland, we specialize in approving homeowners with less than perfect credit. Call Upland Mortgage at 1-800-UPLAND-1. Upland Mortgage. Real solutions for real life.
Take all the homemade taste of Grandma's oven-roasted meals, put it in a bag, and you've got new oven-roasted dinners from Create-A-Meal. Just add chicken to Green Giant's fresh-tasting veggies and seasoning. In 30 minutes, you've got golden brown potatoes, seasoned vegetables, and the mouth-watering aroma of a roasted chicken dinner. Create-A-Meal oven-roasted. Real oven-roasted meals, real easy.
Ho, ho, ho.
Green Giant.
Pathmark is here at the Grand Canyon to introduce new Charmin Triple Roll. So, how long is it? Pathmark knows it's 3 times longer than a single roll. 3 times longer. That's over 100 feet longer than a double roll. No other bath tissue lasts longer and is so soft. It's a great combination of softness and length. Get new Charmin Triple Roll from Pathmark. It's 3 times longer and it still fits.
Today on 6 ABC, starting at 12:30, a daytime to remember, All My Children, One Life to Live, General Hospital, Oprah, and at 5, Action News.
Protesters gathered outside the PECO Energy shareholders meeting this morning. They say PECO wants a break that would leave customers paying off a $7 billion PECO debt through their bills. Inside the Pennsylvania Convention Center, PECO executives discussed those $7 billion in stranded costs, and sparks nearly flew when activist Lance Haver was met by PECO security.
Right now, you're not getting in, Mr. Haver. Mr. Haver, you're not getting in.
I understand it, but what's the harm in telling me who made that decision?
Just walk away from it.
While the protesters say a new legislative act allows PECO to transfer that debt to customers' bills, but PECO says it will lead to rate cuts of about $100 million.
On Wall Street, the Dow Industrials fell a dozen points this morning to 6,596 at midday. The NASDAQ gained 2 points in the early going to reach 1,259 at noontime.
Checking sports for you this noon, the Phillies have finally notched a win without Curt Schilling on the mound. Mark Leader got the start in the win in front of 6,200 people at San Francisco's 3Com Park. That is the smallest crowd at the park in 6 years. Seems the 45-mile-per-hour winds kept folks at home. Doesn't matter for the Phillies. They won their 3rd game of the season 2-1. They wrap up their series in San Francisco this afternoon, and then Friday, it is the Phils' home opener at the Vets.
The middle base hit. So Rollman.
At Hearex, we offer top-quality hearing aids and professional hearing evaluations, but we offer so much more, like extended 3-year warranties, a full year of batteries absolutely free, and competitive pricing, all at a convenient location near you. Although Medicare doesn't pay for hearing aids, many managed care companies have contracted with Hearex to pay a portion of your cost. You can trust Hearex. Call this number today for a free brochure. Hearex, your prescription for better hearing.
There aren't many words to describe what it's like. To find exactly what you were looking for at a price you never thought you would. What does it feel like to find the brand names you were looking for at up to 70% off department store prices? It feels like Value City.
This year, your lawn may see 9 picnics, a dozen ball games, 2 yard sales, and a junior circus. But your lawn can come through all that lush and healthy with Lawn Doctor. For $29.95 or less, your Lawn Doctor dealer applies all the granular nutrients and only the weed and insect controls your lawn needs. Get the great lawn you want for $29.95 or less per service. Call Lawn Doctor. Nobody does it better. Naturally.
Try a taste.
Fat-free Colombo yogurt. There's just no stopping people. Luscious swirls of fruit, that unforgettable taste. And there's no reason to deny yourself because it's fat-free. One taste and you'll go Colombo.
How to tell SOS from Brillo, even if you're from another planet. Just pull on it like this. If it comes apart, it's Brillo. If it doesn't, it's SOS. Got a tough mess? Get SOS.
Topping our People Scene this noon, veteran newsman Walter Cronkite is leaving the hospital today. It was 8 days ago that Cronkite underwent a quadruple bypass operation. Doctors say his recovery is going well and is right on schedule. They also say he's in excellent shape. And his sense of humor appears to be in pretty good shape, too. We asked doctors if he'd be able to play singles tennis after the operation. When they said yes, he said great, because he couldn't play singles before the operation.
I like that sense of humor. Well, we were warned, and the warning came true. It got cold, Cecily.
It certainly did. Not only did it get cold, but it also got snowy. If you were an early riser in Horsham, this is what you saw early this morning. We had an Arctic front move through, and that left, yes, a veil of white on the cars and on the lawns, and actually some scattered icy patches early this morning as well. This was all from a front that moved down from Canada. Now it's off the coast, but what this has done is open the door for a very cold Canadian air mass to move on down under the high pressure. Now the good news is we have plenty of sunshine, but it's certainly cold outside. Wind chills in the teens right now. Satellite 6 showing the cloud cover associated with that front now way off into the Atlantic. You can see the flow of air just moving down out of the northwest and the clouds really dispersing. Action radar showing that there is some snow right now over in western Pennsylvania. This is from the lake effect air. We won't have to worry about this, but we're not the only ones experiencing this very cold weather. In Cincinnati this morning dropped down to 15 degrees, not only the record low for the date, but the entire month of April. Also in St. Louis, 25, and we could be setting some records tonight. It's going to be chilly. These are the standing records. In Philadelphia, a record 22 degrees set in 1985. Wilmington also 22, Harrisburg 26, Atlantic City 26 degrees. We have a freeze warning in effect already for tonight. The call from AccuWeather, well, it's going to be a run for the record. We're going to be pretty close. This morning, 31. Today's high expected to be 46, which is 14 degrees below normal. Our normal high for March 1st. Right now, Wilmington 38, Reading 35, the Poconos 28, and Cape May 39 degrees. Chopper 6 flying high above the Delaware Valley this morning, where we had plenty of sunshine. Right now in Philadelphia, it is sunny, but it's cold, 37 degrees, humidity 46%, barometer 30.11. It's falling. Winds are northerly at 22 miles an hour, gusting to 26. So yes, the wind chill just hits you in the face. 13 degrees right now. In Center City, 38, the Northeast, City Avenue in the airport, 37, Camden, 36. The exclusive AccuWeather 5-day forecast. Cover up your plants. We have a freeze warning in effect for tonight. Today, though, it's going to be brisk and chilly. 46 for a high tonight. Temperatures dropping into the 20s, going to be close with the records. Tomorrow, despite the sunshine, only 48. Then on Friday, we'll warm up a little bit, but a moisture system will move our way. 52 with a possibility of showers. This weekend, 52, mostly cloudy. Unfortunately, it's going to be damp, kind of a dreary weekend with rain expected on and off throughout the weekend.
Oh, boy. Thank you, Cecily.
Thanks, Cecily.
Well, finally, in Miami, it is a happy but wet and soggy ending to a tale of misadventure. He is plenty happy now, but this little puppy had some rough minutes in a storm drain. A couple walking by yesterday heard his yelps and called the fire department. Look at those little eyes. Nearly a dozen rescuers worked to free the puppy. He was shaken. He had a little bit of his hair rubbed off, but he was okay. The fella's doing fine, and folks are already asking about adopting him.
Oh, talk about a bad hair day. That's it for Action News at noon. Right now, the Action News team is out working on these stories and more for tonight on Action News at 5 and 6. On Health Check, a new device that could be even better for nearsightedness. We'll tell you about it.
All right, we'll have those stories and more tonight. For Rick Williams, Cecily Tynan, and the entire Action News team, I'm Monica Melpath. Have a good day.
We've been
been friends forever. Lynn was the first to have a baby, then Kay had Amy. Now between us we have 9 kids. We're always passing the clothes back and forth. They've gotta last through lots of stains and lots of washes. So we use Tide from Pathmark.
Tide's unique cleaning system helps wash away many tough stains better than regular detergents and helps keep cottons from fuzzing or fading.
To the kids, it's like getting new clothes.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide at Pathmark.
Baby Blueprints from Independence Blue Cross is a maternity program designed to assist mothers and identify risk factors early in pregnancy.
I had a difficult last pregnancy, and Kate at Baby Blueprint, she was great. She arranged everything, and she was very comforting to talk to on the phone.
Managing high-risk pregnancies is a very challenging job, but it's really worth it in the end.
Baby Blueprints from Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. Another reason you can lean on us.
Hi, guys. So, you would like to buy the Sea Palace? Yeah, well, when it comes to the fish finder, I'll take it.
Buying something big? Use the Bravo Card's innovative reserve line, a second line of credit at a lower rate for your bigger purchases.
All right, then. Here's your motor. Thank you.
Of course, within reason.
Come on, guys. Ship's leaving.
All right. Yes.
Imagine credit and extra credit. Bravo. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Okay, you're ready to get into shape, but you don't want to feel like you have an audience while you're working out. Well, you need something different. You're ready for Lady Fitness Center.
Just $577 a week.
With excellent cardiovascular. For only $577 a week and weight training equipment plus 36 aerobic classes a week.
For only $577 a week.
We lost 200 pounds in 300 inches.
Lady Fitness Center. Join now, just $577 a week plus 2 free months for a friend.
What will ease racial tensions in Grace Ferry? Saturday,